Hello everybody, Water here. Welcome to this episode of Marxist Not Included Let's Play series with the Space Dot DLC. Now, last episode we started building our future Dreckos ranches, but didn't quite finish them yet. So let's get back to our colony and change that. And here we are. So let's quickly look where we are currently with our Dreckos ranches. And as you can see, the inside of the ranches is looking good. What's primarily missing is the airlock system to the right and the proper gases on the inside before we can start filling everything in. But before I get to that, I would like to make a little correction to a little mistake, you could say, I made out of habit last time. And that is the position of this thermo sensor here, which is better placed on the inside of those water tanks. I placed them on the outside out of habit because sometimes, or quite often, I have a dedicated cooling system on the outside somewhere, which, well, pushes cooled water through a big loop. And if I need some cooling in here, I would have my thermosensor there, which detects that and then activates a shutoff, which redirects the water temporarily through the farm for cooling down. But obviously in this case here, it's not needed that way. I always need to get in there some way, just construct only the tiles. And now with the thermosensors in the proper place, it's time to think about those liquid blocks here. First, I'm going to actually need to place a ladder on the sides, because now we're going to up with tiles. Let's actually make sure this is built. Then I'm going to need airflow tiles. Let's directly go higher with the priority to either side here. I'm also going to need one here and one here. Yeah, that's looking good. And on top of this tower here, I'm going to need on the furnitures pedestals. Just like so. Let's make sure this is all built, and while this is then running, I can also plan out the cooling system a bit more. Some radiant pipes behind those tiles for increased heat exchange, and to exchange the heat with the atmosphere, some of those temp shift plates. This is especially important in the chamber below, since there will be chlorine in there, and that's really bad at exchanging heat. Let's have a look. We have a researcher, and we have also some food, so I could theoretically get another tube. Operator might be an option. Searching. You know what? I'm going with the Pokeshell spawn, just because I can, and I might have some use for it later on. And we have some skill points I'm just seeing, so let's go through them. Ashkan, Exo-Suit training. Ellie gets some more strength. Harold gets some more machinery. Hassan gets some plumbing. Max gets some improved carry. And yeah, okay, this works. We'll have to do something with my great hole. This is currently a bit too hot there. But I'm digressing a bit. Plumbing, yes. That's looking good. Yeah, definitely have to replace this at some point with something that can handle a bit more heat. Don't have anything yet though. So, now with that done, we can start filling in those liquid blocks here. First, I need a layer of salt water in there. So let's get some salt water in there. Highest priority, so it's being done. Then remove it again, replace it with polluted water, and the salt water needs to be emptied out. Same at the bottom. Then we need to mop up what's left over. And then the same step needs to be done with water. Good water needs to be released. Come on. Then the water. This also needs to be mopped up again, obviously. Anyone? Oh, God. And then, last part, once the water is in there, we can remove the pedestal. And the water can once more be emptied out. Did that one out too. That's looking very good. And we obviously also need to mop that up again. have to increase the priority of the destruction here a bit. Yeah, that was our little issue just now. So, with that done, we can do a bit more mobbing. We need to go one step away from our waterlocks, or we are just, well, destroying them after we have just built them, which is not what we are looking for. And then we are going to just add a tile up here. And then up here. Just like so. And then we can just start deconstructing the middle part here. And the ladders are also no longer needed. And we should have a nice solid vacuum in there. Yeah, that's perfect. Yeah. So, and with that we have a vacuum in here. We have 2 water locks, which should not be in danger of being destroyed. We can also now replace this again with an insulated tile. And this one here can be turned back into a mesh tile. This one here should remain an airflow tile, since we don't want to lose the salt water in there. But we can give the entire thing here a bit of a cleanup. And we also now need to consider evacuating those 2 rooms here. For that, pretty simple. All we are going to need is a gas pump. And obviously we also first need to get rid of this polluted water here, get it out. And once we are done with that, I'm just going to start up a few gas pumps and just putting the gases out into the normal atmosphere. Shouldn't be an issue. And obviously we already have some power in here. It should also be no issue. And with this now being evacuated, we need to think about the gases we want to get in there. Hydrogen is pretty simple. We already have a source of hydrogen at the top here, so that's a no-brainer. What's more interesting is getting carbon dioxide up here and chlorine down there. Now carbon dioxide, I have a lot at the bottom here, so that's pretty simple. And I also have a lot of chlorine over here, but that's not yet very important. First we need some carbon dioxide. And we are going to need, I would prefer to have at least one, up here, one, maybe even 2 layers. And I think the simplest way to get that in there, since I want this to be 2 kilograms per tile, is just adding some pipes and just going twice the height in pipes. So this one here should be enough for 2 layers of 2 kilograms per tile. Then we are going to need a bridge there. Then some pipes all the way down here. And then let's just go straight down, straight over, and that's where we are going to place our pump for now. Let's hook that up to the pipe, to the wire down there, and we are also going to still need a bridge up here. This is all being built with the proper priority. Yes, that's looking good. Wait, one thing I should actually do is I should add a gas filter here, since I don't want any other gases besides the carbon dioxide in there. And the rest can be put straight out again. So that's looking good. The filter also needs some wire, and let's just build this one down here so we can set this up properly. And then this is more or less a no-brainer. We can also start planning out the pipes down here. Those will be obviously later on be filled with chlorine. So this is built. Now we need to set this up. We are going for carbon dioxide. And while I'm here, I can actually already plan out what I want in there. These will be mealwood. And these here will be balm lily. Where do I have some balm lily? There. And we don't actually have enough balm lily to fill this completely, which is not too much of an issue. There is a decent amount just in the close vicinity. And we have again barbecue decaying. Yeah, that's something we might want to do something about. And once this pipe here is built, this thing here will start to fill up with carbon dioxide, as you can see. And I actually need to add another bridge at the end down here, or the carbon dioxide will not actually be sucked into this pipe here. Hassan has another skill point. Let's have a look. What do I give him? I think he's actually at the point where I won't give him anything yet, since we are pretty much running out of moral points. So this is... let's make sure this is built first. And while we're here, let's actually set up the sensors. So this one here should be below 25 degrees, and this one here should be below 50 degrees. And yeah, it was high time to do that. Now let's have a look what we can print out. Do we want to get a new dupe? Let's see, is there anything I'm looking for? Not really. Let's go for some food. Will be just lying around, but why not? So this is still enough to dig out for the near future, so no issue there. And now you can see already this being pretty much filled with carbon dioxide, which is good. So this is pretty much done. So let's turn this to, where do I have it? Chlorine is there. Obviously there will be no chlorine coming in. And I'm also going to cut this off and remove this one here, since, come on, the chlorine will come from over there. So for now I'll just have to make sure this pipe here is, once this is full, completely emptied out. So let's just move that over there. And now this one here is completely filled. I can get rid of this pipe, and even some more important, this pipe here. And with that I can move the pipe to until we are down there. So that's looking good. The important part is that I don't have any gases in here which would destroy or either the bridge, the liquid lock, or the vacuum in here. And I also don't get any unnecessary gases in here. So now I can wait until all of this here has been evacuated before I remove the pump and get the proper gases in there. Oh, and I almost forgot, I actually need to add pneumatic door here and here, so this is actually a valid stable. As you can see, now those warning messages disappear and it's a valid stable. So that's already pretty good. And yeah, now it's basically, while we're here, let's actually already dig down into this area. So I'm just going to dig straight down until we are somewhere around here. And we are also going to dig straight down here. Let's improve the priority a bit. Come on. So, and then let's actually go even a bit further down. Wouldn't be an issue. Still have enough insulation to the bottom. And we have bleach stone. And bleach stone I'm going to deal with in the same way as I did with oxalite and slime. I'm just putting this in those down here, so I won't have any issues. Food is again decayed, but we're getting now quite a decent amount of food going in. So now that we have the Dreckos, let's set up those here. We want Dreckos and Drecklets up here for now. 8 in this, and 8 in this, and the priority, let's set those to 7. And for now, let's actually disable the grooming stations, because, well, once we start grooming them, they want to eat something, and without a proper atmosphere in there, those plants here won't work yet. So, but as I said, now it's more or less time until... let's actually plan this out still, so... I'm going to need a... We are going to get some carbon dioxide in here pretty soon, so let's place this here. Then let's go straight up. And over here, let's go... maybe not there. Let's just go straight over. Then up there. We're going to need some power. Let's get it from up here. No, let's actually go here. We don't need to replace this later on. And while we're here, let's actually just dig over. Doesn't matter much. Let's just dig out all of this garbage here and let's set up the power. Set up here. And why is that? Was that removed? No idea. So, this is now more or less working quite nicely. We should actually start getting our hands on these Dreckos in here. Just so they don't get away to somewhere in our base. Yeah, that's looking already quite a bit better. And I just noticed that I wired this up the wrong way. The pipe actually needs to go through the filter and not directly bypass the filter, or I would get all of the garbage I don't want into the pipe at the top there. So, yeah, that was important. We're out of copper. Okay, let's make a bit more copper. Yeah, let's make another 5 tons. Why not? We are going to need a lot pretty soon, actually. So, this is all being built. Oh, and I just noticed I need to dig out this here, or the Drecko here can't be reached. We still need some more balm lilies, so let's also dig in there and let's get rid of that part here. So let's dig in just like so, then let's dig out those here. And that should already be quite a decent amount. Yep, that's looking good. Yeah, that is all looking quite decent. So, anything else I can do while I'm here? You know what? Let's quickly cool down my base. Let's just place 2 tiles here. Highest priority. And then let's grab some temp shift plates out of ice and let's place them in the middle. That way I should be able to cool this down here and get this bluff briar back into a state where it turns this here into a great hall. Oh, and the poker shell just grew up. So we have now a corresponding small mold which we can turn into lime, which is always nice. But we will have to get rid of the poker shell. Yeah, let's put it up here to some use already. Put this in there. While I'm here, let's actually put in a fish release 2. Maybe not at this height. But at this height, yeah, that's looking better. Should be built. And then we can move that over there. Because once this one here lays an egg, it becomes aggressive. And I don't want anything that can actually kill my dupes inside of the mess hall where they spend a decent amount of time. That's just not a good idea. And you were just there. Come on, people. And we're getting some gases in there. And you can see here the carbon dioxide. This is the reason I need that filter. This is pretty much full already, so I think I can stop here. Yeah, that's definitely enough. So I can get rid of all of these pipes here. Yeah, all of these pipes are no longer needed. This can go, this can go. And one can go. I'm also going to have to empty this out before I delete the rest there. Again, let's make sure this is built first. Yeah, that's looking quite good already. Is this built? Yeah, this is built. So, highest priority for all critters. Let's quickly stop the game. I want all types of critters in there besides of the hedges I don't worry about. The mob can go in there, pipsqueak can in there, the poker shells can go in there, all the puffs, sages, yes, they can all go in there. I don't want those in there. Essentially, I need to have one critter of any type. So, whether this is a stone hedge or a normal hedge, doesn't matter. One of each type in there for this to be activated. And I need to do this 5 times. So, 5 different critters. I also need to actually get to the back of this. So, let's just add some digging here. Then, let's see. There, and then down there. Yep, that's looking good. We are going to need a pneumatic door here. Let's just increase the priority of all of this a tiny bit. That's being dug out. This is done. We are also going to want at least one fish in there. Once we can do that, and then let's just wrangle one of these and one of these, so we can get started with that. And how is this looking? This is looking quite decent. This is perfect. Then we can start building a few more pipes in here, so we are getting our hydrogen in here later on. I'm not just yet building a little bridge here, so the hydrogen should not flow in here yet. I will build that once this has been done. And we have polluted water in there. No wonder we are getting pressure off. The pressure not down here. That needs to be dealt with ASAP. So this is all looking good. This is all looking good. Perfect. Oh, we don't need that one. And we also don't need that anymore. We can get rid of that here. We might want to have some of these down here, just in case we get some polluted oxygen. So, and we have something here. Let's see. Is this something I'm looking for? No, not really. Flatland, not really. Let's go for the buffed. Let's wrangle that one. That should be our second, and we have some wolf format. Oh, nice. So we have two species, poker shells and shine bugs already analyzed. And the next one should be the puffed or poofed. And you can already see, this is looking much better now. We're getting some cooling into our base. So if you have access to ice and you need to cool down your base, this is a valid way to do it quickly without any real issue. So yeah, that's just a little tip on the side there. So this is all being dug out. We are also getting some more additional cooling out of this whole thing here. Let's make sure this is dug out. Yeah, that's looking good. So, what can we do next? We are going to need a bit of flooring in here. Or maybe not at this layer? No, not at this layer. Oh, and we are going to need to remove this one here and this one here. Just so we get this in. I'll leave that open for now. What we are going to need actually is, this is in the stations I think, yeah, the Exo-Suit Forge. We are going to need some Exo-Suits. Let's put that, where do I want to place it? Yeah, let's put it there. We are going to need some power for that. That is priority 6, which is nice. It has been done. Yeah, this is finished more or less. Oh, and we have a smooth hatchling egg. We have a smooth hatchling egg. Yeah, very, very lucky. So, first things first, we need to make sure that one gets incubated. Then we need to free up the station here at the top and the station at the bottom here. First of all, let's get those here out of the way. Then we are going to put in, once we have in here, we need the stone hatches and hatchlings, 8 in total. Then we need to move this down to 1, remove the hatchlings from the input, because this is where the stone hatching will go later on. Well, if we do it that way, we can raise this to 2. And now I need to wrangle all of them except one. And the one I want to keep in there is maybe one that still has some life in it. I think this is the youngest one. Oh my god, are they old. So then we need to change what they are eating. And that's the... Wait, we don't actually need anything in there. We actually don't need anything in there. Since we are already getting a smooth hatchling. I don't need to actually create them. So I need some copper ore. Let's add some copper ore. Subsequently, let's also add the copper ore at the top there. So that's looking quite good. So what do I want to feed my storages down here? I think I still have a lot of is it? Where is it? Where is it? I think, yeah, I have a lot of sedimentary rock still, and the igneous rock I will need for insulated tiles and pipes and so on. So let's go with that. Oh, the tufts have been analyzed. That's nice. So we are 3/5 along the way. This is already quite good. This is all looking good. But as I was saying, I need to set this up here to sedimentary rock. And this one here needs to be moved from sandstone to sedimentary rock. But I'm here, let's actually make sure all of the unnecessary parts get removed from here. And the same is true for this one. And for this one here. I just want all of this garbage out. So the hedges have been analyzed. So we don't need any hedges in here. We don't need the tufts anymore. We don't need the shine bugs anymore, or its morphs. We don't need the sage hatchlings anymore. The poke shells we don't need in here anymore. Dreckos and pips might still be needed. Where do I have one? Let's go with that one. I have to dig down a little bit. Just dig that out. And why is no one digging that part out here? Because it's not really prioritized. Okay. So all of this is going quite nicely already. I might want to actually just dig. So all of this here, it's not needed anymore for anything really. I want to keep a bit of a distance or insulation for this area down here, since it's pretty toasty down here. Wow. Okay, this is a lot of gold. I really need to get into that pretty soon. And then I'm just going to dig this part out here. And that's all going to take a while. How am I looking at the atmosphere here? Yeah, this is going to take a little while still, but we're getting there. That's really nice. So, and we have Dreckos. And this one here is now unlocked. And now if we put a critter on this side, it will be morphed into another type of critter. And we got a little ceramic morph as addition. So let's actually do this for the Pokeshell. Because I want a very specific critter type of that, or I am going to have to go looking for some crude oil. And that would be annoying. If I get a very specific critter type, I can directly start work on the kitchen. So this needs to be moved over. And all of this is being done. I was going to need to get the Dreck out of here. So let's make sure this is not put back in there. And we're also going to want to have a pip in there. I'm just afraid that I'm going to get a cuddle pip out of that. It's not too much of an issue, but I want them analyzed in either case. So this is now put in there. And any moment now you will see this in action. First this Pokeshell needs to go to the other side there. Gets into the Flux-O-Matic, and now let's see what type of critter do we get. Yeah, we get a Pokeshell. That's absolutely perfect. Let's kill it now. Because I want the wood it produces. And I'm also going to need... let's do this next time. Let's not kill that for now. Let's do that next time. Maybe it will lay an egg in the intermediate time, and this would be nice. Although they are cramped, I suspect. Yeah, they are crowded and won't produce anything. So let's get rid of what I'm not going to need in either case. Those are not really needed. This all needs to go. And these also need to go. And where is the last of those edges? There's it. Let's kill that one too. Yeah, that's looking good. We have exosuits, and we also have some copper, because we're going to need some suits. And you can see 300 kilograms of refined metal for one suit is a lot. And I'm going to need at least 4 of those. So, yeah, that's most of our copper gone in a pretty much in no time. Let's also activate the automated repair of the suits. And that should be done quite soon. Now what we are also going to need is, in stations, checkpoints. Because we are going to get gases in here, my dupes can't breathe. And if I don't put them in those checkpoints, or through those checkpoints, they will simply die a rather horrible death. Now, what they need is oxygen. Let's actually go through the top. And I need power. And we are running out of power. Why are we running out of power? Of course, these here are eating up a lot of power all the time. And the only power generator is the hydrogen generator at the top, and at the moment one dupe. So that's going to take a while, I suspect. But anyway, we are getting far ahead quite fast. So let's deliver a couple suits here. The same at the bottom there. And once some suits have been built, we are going to need some more copper for that. So this can run in the background. We can get some more copper out of that unneeded wire there. And this is all being done. Poker shell is being done, so we can soon start our work on our kitchen. But first I want to wait until this whole thing here has been properly evacuated. And yeah, as suspected, we now have a cuddle pip. Not really a big fan of them, since they eat more than the normal pips. On the other hand, you can put more than normal pips in a single ranch, so that is a bit of a trade-off. Let's make sure they can be put down there. And also let's remove pips from being put up there, so that should be nice. The poker shells we also don't want any more in there. So that should now be done, and once the pip is out of there, the oak shell should no longer be crowded and should be able to lay an egg at some point. And we have a vacuum. So now we can get rid of the no longer needed pumps. So let's quickly do that. We can also, while we're here, get rid of this part here and this part down there. Yeah, shouldn't be an issue. I want to get rid of that. Yeah, now we should no longer have any issues. We are going to need some gas bridges here so we can get our hydrogen in there too. And here at the top we also going to need an actual checkpoint. So my tubes will go in here in an Atmosuit, which is very important, or otherwise the tubes will just run back and forth because they are not getting enough oxygen. And what the hell are you doing? Ah, I understand. You are aiming for one, he is moving around. And that's, by the way, what happens when a tube has slime lung. He's getting out of breath even while he's essentially doing nothing in perfect atmosphere, so this is really annoying. So, yeah, we'll have to deal with that by just waiting it out, essentially. But nevertheless, this is now running. Why are they? Ah, body temperature. It's too hot, and down here it's too cold. Okay. That needs to be rectified in 2 different ways. First, I'm going to need to cool this down, so let's grab the temp shift plate out of ice, and let's place it down here. That should be enough to cool this down. And for heating, I'm going to need some space heaters. Let's just place down 2 here. And that should do the trick. Might take a little while, but that should work. And once this is cooled down, I'm also going to have to, or can activate the grooming. When I'm doing this, I might also want to make sure they will get incubated in at least 1 incubator. That's also quite important. I don't need that many incubators for the stone hedges though. So let's just move that out there. So we have later on one for the glossy Dreckos. So I can also set up these here to collect everything that is inside them. Here I went back to just collecting the critter eggs and the edibles because this took too much energy out of my power grid, and now I'm doing this by hand essentially. So this now needs to be filled up with hydrogen until I have just 2 smooth layers of normal gas, and the rest is hydrogen, which should automatically be done because the gas vents can only put up to 2 kilograms, so that should work quite nicely. While this is all going, I'm digging out a bit more on this side here, and obviously this part here. And as you can see, there is a lot of slime lung going on, so I might actually want to add just a few more of these to be on the safe side and to ensure that I don't get any ugly pockets of polluted oxygen running amok in my base. And I just got pinged by the printing pod, so let's have a look what we are working with. No, not really what I'm looking for. This could be something auto. Let's have a look. Operating supplying. I actually need someone who would do a lot of operating right now. Yeah, I think operating is going to be his main job besides supplying. Yeah. Otto, you're on the team. Now for setting them up, we need first in shift 2, then we need to make sure we get some more power into our system. So operating, obviously, some supplying on the side, and since no one is specialized for it, toggling, that should be enough for now. Yeah, that's looking good. And yeah, skills. Almost forgot about skills. First, let him actually turn on the grooming station so we get those here groomed and get laying eggs. So now he can get a skill. So Otto gets improved carry. And that's that done. Now let's have why is that? Okay. Level is now too low, so we will have to deal with that. I could actually just get the water from over there. Doesn't really matter whether I'm going with normal water or polluted water, so that's really nice. I don't need a new one. And yeah, let's just make sure this is built first. And once this is all out of the way, I can, I think, make sure that those pipes here are also removed here. Yeah, that's looking much, much better already. Yeah. So I can remove that one, and I can also quite soon remove that one. But with that said, I think we are at a good point to stop with this episode. Since the Dreco ranges are now pretty much done, all that's left is filling in the rest of the hydrogen, which will take a little while with the hydrogen being provided in small packages, as you can see here. But for the most part, this farm or ranch is now completely done. Cooling is done. This one here still needs to heat up a tiny bit, but we're getting there, especially once we get more power into the system. So I think this is a good point to stop with this episode. Even if we didn't get any achievements this time, the low-hanging fruits have been collected. And now we are working on the more elaborate ones. And that brings us to my final words for this episode here. I didn't quite manage as much as I had planned for this episode. Unfortunately, it took a bit longer to set up the Dreco ranches and get them working as I planned, expected in the beginning. So we will have to have a look at the kitchen in the next episode. Nevertheless, I hope you enjoyed this episode. I wish you a nice day and, well, see ya!